Chicago. I was born in the town where The Breakfast Club was filmed and Ferris Bueller was filmed at my high school. And so it's a very small suburban town in Illinois. And my mom and father are Korean. They immigrated here from South Korea in 1975, 76 after the war. The show at the Church of Ascension was a big collaboration between myself and York Polyphony, which is an early music medieval quartet, all-male quartet from New York, and also the New York Art Ensemble who presented the program. It was called My End is My Beginning, which is very much like the ancient symbol that you've probably seen in pagan religions, where there's a snake that is biting its tail. And it's called an Ouroboros, which means of just eating, where the snake is biting its own tail, of everything is a cycle, and that where something begins is also where something ends, and even though there is death, there's always life after, and the transition point was what we were trying to really bring out in the theme. So the collaboration was that you know, that there's a lot of common themes between early music and medieval music that people use in religion and sacred times in churches back in the 12th century, the 13th century, that also is present today in the 21st century of new music, experimental music, because both types of music are transportive. They're trying to take you somewhere. Everything in between, I would say classical music, romantic music, all of that is beautiful and very illustrative and bold, but it's very illustrative. It's the narrative, and there's a story that's being told with those sounds. The instruments that I used on Thursday night were a lot of classically trained instruments. So like I used my classically trained voice, viola, and also very ancient instruments too, from a different time period, different era. So there were Tibetan bowls that are from Nepal, from the 13th and 14th century, that have a very interesting overtone series that happen, of harmonics, and also a Stroh violin, which looks like a modern day violin. That's a digital violin, but it's actually from the 1890s. And it's got horns attached to it, like a gramophone, like a loudspeaker. And that particular violin was made at the turn of the century when recording technology wasn't sensitive enough yet to record softer sounds like voices and strings. So in that instance, they altered the entire string family to sound a little bit more pointed and shriller in order for it to be heard by microphones of the era. So that's a leftover violin that they don't make anymore from that time period with the violin with the horns. Also from that same period is the gramophone horn. It's a beautiful, it's a phonograph or a gramophone blue. To perform and take my show to Korea, to Seoul, Korea, and perform in the Korean Festival in 2007 at the Namjoon Museum. And then I also performed Semaphore Conductus in Tokyo, Japan, just this earlier, January of 2009. So really it's only been Asia that's been exposed, I think, and New York, because I live here, and Chicago, since that's my hometown. So I'm really trying to get it to be a wider audience and to spread the word about the show.
Gonna sleep, my darling. Here's a simple song for you. I will chase the lightning storms and break apart anew. It's been a summer, a solstice, summer of full moon risings, a summer of burning sunsets. It sets these desert flowers aflame. Set these desert flowers aflame all the way home. Burn it down.